Well, how do you do?
Well, how do you do?
You look like Santa's helper.
I am.
Let me see how cute you look. You look adorable.
Oh, thanks.
You're getting ready for the holidays.
Yes.
I'm actually not looking forward to the holidays.
Now, don't you be humbug.
Bah humbug.
Bah humbug.
I'm so fat.
Well, did you stop doing Belway?
I never started.
Well, that's what you get. That's the results.
Okay, here's the truth.
Okay.
There's no truth. I'm just a bum. All right, so if I remember, you would take a scoop of something and a scoop of something else, and it was gross, and then you would...
It wasn't gross.
Everything's gross.
No, that isn't gross.
It's not?
No.
I think everything's gross.
No. Try it as an ice cream sundae.
Oh, can I?
No.
No, it's not gross. It was just, it's not a brownie.
Well,
It's not a milkshake. It's not cake. It's not pizza. It's not a cheeseburger. That's the problem with me is I either want it to be coffee or I want it to be greasy or carby or sugary.
And that's why you are overweight.
Well, duh.
Duh.
No, I'll try it. I'm going to...
Just dedicate 1 month.
All right, I will. This will be the first one. Okay.
Let's put a wager on it. Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think so.
I weigh right now...
If you don't lose 5 pounds, you owe me $5 at the end of the month.
5 pounds?
Yes.
What's that going to do?
Well, at least
I'm 50 pounds overweight.
That's 5 pounds of butter.
I know, but I need to lose 50 pounds.
Well, now just do a little at a time.
Okay. Every video I say this, and every video I don't do anything.
I know.
Every video I just complain about it. I need to lose weight. I'm so fat. And then I just eat and don't do anything about it.
See there?
I do see. Okay. Here's what I'll do.
Okay.
I'm going to write down everything I eat.
Okay.
And how much I exercise. And I'll take your things that you take all the time.
Super Greens.
Yeah, your... Bellway.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, now you mentioned Bellway. I'm going to have to and I'm going to ask them if they'll sponsor this.
Why? Every time I say Bellway, they have to...
Well, here's what I think.
What?
I think if we're going to actually mention a product by name, and you believe in it and use it,
yeah,
and you're telling people about it,
right?
Well, I think they should sponsor the video so that we can use that money to make a donation.
To St. Jude's for Grandma.
Yeah, so...
That's a good idea.
Right? I mean, if you're going to talk about them and they're going to make sales,
yes,
they may as well make that donation to St. Jude's. And if they don't, they don't. Everybody that we've ever done a sponsored thing for has been very, very nice.
Yes.
So that's good. Yes. All right, enough talk about that sponsored stuff. Okay, I'll put in a little thing about Bellway if they say yes. And if not, then I won't.
Okay.
And I'll still leave it in here anyway. I like them. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I will keep track and I will, because it's the holidays, right? And everyone's New Year's resolution is going to be get a gym membership, lose weight.
Yes.
Everybody has that resolution.
Yes.
But if we start before,
yes,
if we get a head start before,
you don't need to make one.
Right. And I think everybody out there will like to exercise the way I exercise.
And how is that?
I don't.
Like this?
Yeah.
1,
yeah, exactly.
3, 4. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. So I will, okay. So this video, I won't do it because, this is the introduction to the exercise video. There's a mosquito in here. But what I'll do is I'll record myself. Does anybody care to watch me exercise or what I'm eating?
No.
Nobody cares.
No.
They're not going to watch that. How boring.
No. They just want to see the final result.
Okay. Now I'll start with me on the scale, my big self. And then I'll do just like a really fast, I'll record me a little bit each day for 2 weeks. I'll just record what I'm doing, and then I'll condense it all down to like 2 minutes,
Yeah.
and then I'll include it in like one of the future videos.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay, so that's what I'll do.
Okay.
Okay. Good morning. I just woke up. This is the Bellway thing. So Mom told me that I could actually just put this in my morning coffee before I started my day, and I could just get it out of the way. And so she gave me 2 of hers that she already has. She gave me this, because these are what she uses. The Superfruit and Fiber Psyllium Husk Prebiotic Fiber Supplement. And then she gave me this Super Fiber and Collagen Psyllium Husk Collagen and Hyaluronic Acid for radiant skin. This one is Pineapple Passion Fruit. This one is Strawberry Lemonade. I'm not putting those in my coffee. I'm sorry, Mom. My coffee is sacred. I'm not making strawberry lemonade coffee. I'm not making pineapple passion fruit coffee. Gonna have to figure out another way to do this. Not this. I'll come back when I'm actually figured this out. I'm back. I'm back. Okay. Coffee's done. Good. And I was going to eat some breakfast, but then Mom told me to make sure that I eat this before breakfast. Like she said, try to do it 20 minutes before breakfast. So that's what I'm going to do. So I've got this little cup that I had from the last time that they sent me. I don't know if you can buy these, but they sent this to me like a long time ago. I put about 8 ounces of water in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the pineapple today. So I'm going to take this pineapple like magic powder. Okay. It smells good. I like pineapple. All right. Make sure you tighten your lid. One time I did this like a long time ago when I was making a video and it didn't tighten. All righty. Moment of truth. I'm kidding. What? Okay. Full disclosure. It tastes diet. It tastes like it has like that diety aftertaste, and I think I said that the first time I tried this. But it's not bad. It's good, and it is one of those flavors like the first time you're like, oh, I can have a little. It has a little aftertaste. It was a pleasant aftertaste. It's not. Excuse me. Stupid hair. But it's. I think it's doable. What is it? Why did I quit doing this? There was no reason to quit doing this. Why do we do that? Why do we always start a diet, start an exercise program, start a remodel, start a project, and then never finish it? Gotta finish this. I don't want to be 50 pounds overweight anymore. I don't want to do it. And Mom swears by this. So you see she eats a lot of desserts first. But what you don't see, she eats like 2 bites, and then she pushes it aside, and then she'll eat like 2 or 3 bites of her meal, and then she pushes it aside, and then she saves it for later, and she'll like that one meal will last her all day long, or 2 days sometimes. And she said because she's always full, so she fills up on like fiber and collagen and things like that. So I'm gonna follow this through, because I got on the scale, and I'm gonna show you the scale, and so we probably don't want to see this. This probably is not the content you want to see, but if it is, let me know. Maybe I'll do a whole separate channel, like a health channel. Me doing a health channel. Okay. If you have a blender and you put some fruit in this, it would be amazing. Some yogurt in there and make like a real smoothie. But it does get thick. I don't know if you can see that. It's thick, so it feels like you're drinking a meal. No, it's good. All right. Mom swears by this. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to follow through with it. If you guys want to do it, you know the thing. It's Bellway. Mom's used this for years. I'll put a link. See this magic? This is magic. There'll be a magic link right there. And then you'll get 25% off. And all right, I'm going to follow through with this. And then another thing that I'm going to do, just to let you know, is I am going to get another container, and I'm just going to put a scoop of powder in there and keep it in my car. And then throughout, like, if I start feeling really hungry again, then I'm gonna just get a bottle of water at the gas station, pour it in there, shake it up, and try it, and maybe that'll help curb my things. That's what Mom said. Mom carries a bottle of water, and then she doesn't carry quite like this, but she carries something, and then every now and then she'll just mix up her little magic potion. Okay, that's it for me. Let's get back to Mom, because that's what you're here for. Wait, one more thing. I'm also going to exercise. I mean, I have a gym and I don't use any of the equipment at all because I just don't like it. But I am going to exercise. So I'm going to just like walk around the block in the mornings when I get up, or before, like when I go from my car, before I get to the house, I'm just going to walk around the block. I'm going to see if that works. I'm going to do a little bit of just extra movement. I'm just going to like, when I'm on the phone, I'm going to pace. Danny taught me that. He's like, just pace back and forth and just pace when you're on the phone. You get your steps in. So without like going to the gym and getting the weights, I'm going to just use my phone app where you have health and you can see your steps. I'm just going to try to get my step count up too. So little things. We could do this, guys. We could do this. We got this. Enough about that.
Okay, goodbye.
It's hot. I need air. Hang on a second. A lot of people ask, because oh my gosh, I can breathe. People ask a lot, why do you do the videos in the car? And because when we're out, there's several things that happen when you're out.
Yes.
It's really noisy. And then there's always kind of background, like a lot of times we're in restaurants and stuff. And if there's any background music, they put copyright claims on the video,
right,
and then they take the video down,
right,
or I have to mute it. It's just a pain in the butt, and it's always very loud.
Yeah.
And it seems weird, like me recording you while we're out at places. I feel like an influencer in the wild.
No.
and I would record you at home, and I used to record Grandma at home sometimes, but it's so boring. I know, like, I want to just be out, doing things. And then, in between doing things, then we can pull over and just have a conversation. Yeah. The car's quiet, car's peaceful, no noise, except for now I've got the window rolled down, so it might be a little noisy. Blah, blah. Anyway, I have to ask you something.
Oh.
You used to have a CB radio.
I did.
You were like the voice on a CB to a lot of truckers.
Yes.
This is weird.
It wasn't weird.
Kind of cool.
It was cool.
And I want to talk to you about it.
Okay.
When did you get interested in using CB radio?
I think in my late 20s.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And what got you excited? What got you started using a CB? How'd you get started in doing that?
My dad. He had one in his truck. And I thought that was pretty neat.
That is
and
pretty.
then I found out you could get a home base.
So then you found out you could get a home base CB radio?
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes.
And
it's a sideband radio.
What's that mean?
A sideband where you can talk all over the world.
Really?
Yeah.
And so you were on the thing and you got to know people.
Yes, very well. I was my handle.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know my handle?
What's your hand? What does that mean, my handle?
That was what I was called.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course.
I was Lady Gunslinger.
Lady Gunslinger?
Yes. And when they would come in at 2 o'clock in the morning and had been driving for 2 days and about ready to fall asleep at the wheel, I would talk them in, keep them awake until they got to their final destination and they could stop and rest. And they thanked me. So many.
Oh, that's really cool. So
I had the big antenna on the roof, and
you did?
Yes.
Wow, you really were the Beverly Hillbillies.
No, I was not.
You had a big antenna on the roof.
It was a whole big knit family.
Yeah.
Everybody knew everybody, and then they'd have get-togethers.
Did you ever get a chance to meet any of them?
Yes, I did.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'd have meetups.
You did? Did they? So a lot of times, I get this a lot. People hear my voice and they expect me. A lot of people. This is really funny. A lot of people have commented to me, "I thought you were going to be much older, much heavier, and bald."
Oh.
I don't know why everybody thinks I'm bald, but a lot of people, they were like surprised when they saw me because of my voice. They thought I was older. I don't know. I mean, I'm old, but I'm not old.
You're not old.
But I'm not like, you know,
You're not old.
But they thought I was in my 60s.
What?
Yeah, people thought I was in my 60s.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So anyway, so when you heard these voices and you kind of visualize, did you like visualize what they would look like?
Yes, absolutely. I fell in love with some voices. I mean, not in love really, but really like their voices.
Did you ever get a crush on any of them?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yes.
Tell me about this crush.
No.
Tell me.
It was just nothing. I just liked the voice, and when I saw the face, it didn't match, and I was out of love instantly.
So you really like had a little bit of a crush on him?
On his voice.
On his voice.
Yeah, on his voice.
How funny. Isn't that funny? You know, I had somebody tell me one time, I was in a restaurant and I was ordering, the waitress came up and I was ordering and she said, I don't mean to, this is going to sound really crazy. And I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, your voice got me through the pandemic. She's like, I was kind of in love with you through your voice.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what? And she goes, I would watch your videos every night and I would listen. And she's like, and your voice was like, had this calming, soothing effect on me. And
That was a compliment.
it was such a compliment. It was the greatest thing ever.
Yes.
And so,
And then she met you, and we went.
and then when she saw what I looked, yeah, then she was like, you know,
No, she did not.
she was like, stop eating those mashed potatoes.
No, she did not. You're beautiful.
So I get it. Like people relate to a voice. They hear a
Yes,
voice,
yes.
DJs on the radio and stuff. So I guess being on the CB would be the same thing.
Right.
And well, definitely no Facebook or Instagram or TikTok back then or YouTube. You really only had your imagination and their voice.
Yeah. Just like Josh Turner. I'm in love with his voice.
I don't know who Josh Turner is.
He's a singer on TikTok.
Oh, okay. Never heard of him.
I have.
So you had a crush on this voice, and then how did you end up meeting?
Oh, we always went to like a big pancake breakfast, and we would all meet up there and introduce ourselves and
so
know.
so you go in and are you like excited to
I was
meet?
anticipating greatness, and it wasn't.
Oh,
The people are just fine on the radio.
yeah, they're nice,
They're very nice.
but nice isn't everything.
Yes, but I was very popular because I would, they said I had a sexy voice, which I don't agree with, but they said they enjoyed talking to me because I would talk them in. They'd be on the road a couple days and tired, and so they wouldn't fall asleep at the wheel. I would talk to them and bring them in and, you know, until they were parked, and thank you, Lady Gunslinger, you saved my life, you know, and that was rewarding to hear that. you know.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Yeah, so they wouldn't fall asleep at the wheel because that happens.
Sure.
Too often.
I mean, you have to give so much respect to truck drivers.
Yes.
I mean, they're the
And the people that pull out in front of them, and
the country wouldn't
stop in front
exist.
of them.
It couldn't function. It just wouldn't run
all right,
without our truck drivers. So
they deliver to the stores.
everything.
They deliver from the ports. You know, they're everything.
Well, that's really cool. You did that. I think that's really, really cool. What made you stop doing it? Like, why did you finally stop doing that?
The channel got so cluttered. You know, there was no respect anymore. Say like breaker 19, breaker 19.
Right.
And instead of asking to come in and talk to somebody, they'd just start talking over your conversation, and then you couldn't hear what other people were saying. So many were doing that. It just got so cluttered. It wasn't fun anymore, because I think the younger kids got on their parents' CB radio and didn't realize that it was an important tool to get a trucker home.
Oh, that's too bad.
Or if you're broke down, you can call your landline or your. And then what I liked is the 108, 10-3, 1030. You know, they meant something. All these codes.
Yeah.
10-4, buddy, back at you. You
Yeah.
know, it was fun.
Oh, would you ever think about doing it again?
Roger that. Roger that, good buddy.
I mean, I don't know how much time that would take, and it seems like, I don't know.
It's a lot of dedication, you know. I mean, you can still cook and do your dishes because the sound is on. I kept the sound on. And then if I got to call a lady gunslinger, you know, breaker, lady gunslinger, I'd say,
Did you ever see that movie Joyride?
no.
It was about these kids that were like talking to a trucker and they were tricking him over the CB.
Oh, how awful.
I know. And then he came after them and tried to murder them.
Oh, wow.
That's also the other side of it, is like you don't actually really know who you're talking to on the other side
No,
of
you
that.
don't.
You can think you're talking to a truck driver,
Right.
but you could be talking to a serial killer in the basement pretending to be a truck driver.
Yeah.
So, well, think about it. Like, it just takes anybody on a CB, and then they can create an identity, and then they're
Well,
like,
they do create identities. You know, they have a handle. Like mine was Lady Gunslinger. There's like Camel Moonshiner and all sorts of.
right, but you don't know that they're actual truckers. You don't know really. They could just be, or they could really be truckers and still serial killers.
Well,
Yeah, now that I think about it, those meetups aren't a good idea. Well, if you were in a group
it was a large group,
and that you didn't give anybody your personal information.
100 or more.
Oh, yeah. And then you're not like meeting them one-on-one or they don't know where you live.
Right, exactly.
So, okay. Nah, I don't know. I'm sketchy about all those things.
I'm brave.
Yeah, I'm sketchy. I always think that there's always some.
The worst.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very positive. I have a great outlook on, I love people.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm super incredibly protective over, Anyway, so, because I'm spooky like that.
I am too.
Well, apparently not if you're having pancakes with strangers.
Well, it was like 100 and more. You know, it was just a good meetup, and then we'd go shoot our rifles and pistols. And
People were surprised that, they look at me and they're like, oh, you're so, whatever they think I am. A lot of people think I'm out of touch with reality, or that I'm a little, and they don't realize that I grew up in a very working class environment with very working class family.
I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion, good or bad.
But I grew up, like, I know how to, this may be like off-putting for a lot of people, but I have gone hunting. My first gun was a 22 rifle with a sawed-off.
It was the stock.
The stock, right? The sawed-off stock.
It was made just for you.
Yeah, like I've had guns
At 2 years old.
since I was really small, and the importance and the safety and learning how to
Respect a rifle.
respect it and break it apart and clean it. Yep. It's crazy though that was the CB was like a form of communication that connected you to people.
Like this phone is.
Right. Like the internet, like text messaging or social media or the internet or Google, like that was a way to be connected back then. That was like one of the first, that was way before cell phones.
Oh, yeah.
Way before any of this.
Yes.
And you could really, now did you, besides truckers, were there just people that like were in their house that would just like talk to other people in their house and just like, no, it wasn't like just calling your friend on the phone?
No, you'd call on the phone.
Oh, you would?
Mm-hmm. Or I would.
But you didn't just like talk to like...
No, because everybody's listening to your conversation. You've got hundreds of thousands of people out there listening to the same channel.
Oh, well...
Unless you take somebody off to the side and go down to channel 22 or something where it's private.
Oh, was there like one main channel?
Yeah, 19 was the big,
But wait, here's what... Okay, so say there's 10,000 people.
Yeah.
And
they're all on 19.
How did anybody get a chance to talk?
Well, they were polite. They would come on the radio and say, "Breaker, please." And somebody would say, "Go ahead, Breaker." And he would say what he had to say. Like, "I've been in an accident. Can you call my wife and tell her to pick me up?" Because he didn't have a phone with him. They didn't have cell phones. So we would, relay that message.
So it wasn't just like to be on and just chit-chat all day.
Oh, no.
It was
too busy for that.
Oh, okay.
If you wanted to chit-chat, you'd go to another channel.
Right.
Where there wasn't so much clutter.
Right. And then people could still listen to you because they knew you went over there, and people could be nosy and just listen in.
Yeah, they all listen.
They all listen. Well, that's kind of like how phones used to be party lines.
That's exactly
and
right.
people could just listen to your conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
That was so weird to me.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like trying to have a conversation with somebody and then just somebody listening.
Yeah, I've listened in on.
You are rotten.
I know. I've listened in on conversations. It got so boring. Talking about how do you fix. I got a run in my pantyhose and I don't know how to fix it.
Oh.
I wanted to say put clear nail polish on it, but I didn't want them to know I was listening, so I hung up.
That's funny. You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to do a video. I think the next video we do, I'm going to do that, of all the things of the past that I love, but with pictures. You know, like, do you remember this? Do you remember that?
They have a whole big thing on TikTok for that.
Well, we're going to do a video about it and talk about it. We're going to look at all the pictures and talk about it.
Oh, okay.
That'll be fun, right?
Yeah.
And then it'll spark memories and it'll do things. That'll be really fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
we just went on and on and on.
On and on and on and on. Well, I love you very much.
Well, I love you the most. Just toast. Just bye.
Bye.